Hello from Wrightsville, Pennsylvania. My name is Lauren Mamos. I'm 18. I'm very honored to have the privilege of having a few minutes of Paula Deen's and the Women of Philadelphia's time. I get excited about a whole lot of things, but what really knocks my socks off is spending time with my family and cooking. And anything that combines the two together is one of the best times. Some of my favorite memories take place in my kitchen, making exquisite meals with my family. And today, one of those wonderful meals is just asking to be made. So, the name of this dish I'm going to make for you is called toasted almond chicken, but that's not the name we use around here. We call it toasted almond chicken a la Mamos. To start off this wonderful meal, we take some chicken. You want to have about 6 skin bone chicken breast halves. We put the chicken in this. So, what we do, I'll put the 6 chicken pieces in this bag. I did a couple already. And you take the flat end of a meat hammer or a rolling pin would work. If you don't have this, and you snack them until they're about a 1/4 inch thick. Now, do not be chicken of your chicken. Smack it. Make it fear you. Like this. Pretend you're at Chuck E. Cheese's, one of those alligator games. Just smack the head of them. Now, put those on a plate. And once you have that done, you can add about 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. Sprinkle it on them. All over. Make sure they all get nice and dusted. And also, freshly ground black pepper, about 1/8 of a teaspoon, depending on what your liking is. My family, we love the taste of black pepper, so we make it more of a coarse grind to make sure you can see the flavors that you're putting into this dish. Let's get cooking. Alright, if you thought that last part was exciting, then wait till you see this. Now the real adventure begins. We have a skillet on the stove, and it's heated up, and now we are going to saute the chicken. So you want to take about 1.5 to 2 tablespoons of butter and put that in the pan. Now, what makes a really easy cleanup is making sure the pan is hot and then the oil or butter that you put in is cold. So, hot pan, cold butter. Once all that yummy butter is all melted in the bottom of the pan, you can go ahead and add the chicken in. And you want to make sure they have a little bit of room. And these guys really, all they need is about 2 minutes on either side. What makes this meal really nice is they're relatively few ingredients, and it is very quick and simple, and everybody loves it. Now the other ingredients you'll need are sweet orange marmalade, ground red pepper, salt, milk, and the secret ingredient. I won't reveal that quite yet, though I'm sure you can guess what that is. So, now these guys look definitely ready to be cooked. Ooh, and they're looking very nice. Nice browning on it. Oh, yes. You could smell it. Another nice thing the butter does is it really browns up the outside of the chicken very well. So, that in addition to enhancing the flavor very nicely, butter is just a wonderful thing in general. I want to meet who invented it. Make sure you get the butter gets distributed evenly. You don't want any piece of chicken to be missing out on the fun, now do we? Definitely not. Now you might want to take the time and off on the side in a separate pan, toast some almonds. Nice sliced almonds, they work perfectly. they're for the little garnishing on top that we'll do later. But you want to, while the chicken does take a couple minutes to cook, and you want to be able to keep your eye on the toasted almonds because they'll burn very easily once they start browning. It might take a little bit, but definitely keep your eye on, and always just toss the pan around a little bit while they're cooking. Mix them around so they don't get too brown. Now, I'm going to transfer the chicken onto here just to cool while we make the sauce in the pan. I'm going to lower the heat a little bit. You don't want all these juice buddies flying out. That would not be good. Now, what you want to do, I don't know if you've noticed, but over here, I would like to take a step back and go to Iron Chef for a moment with me, if you will. And I believe it is time to reveal the secret ingredient of wonderful Philadelphia cream cheese. It's beautiful, and it adds so much to a dish. You can use it in so many different dishes, and my family loves to add it in this dish because they call for about 1.5 cups of whipping cream, but instead we use a little milk and cream cheese. About 3 ounces of this you'd want to use in here. Before you add any of the cream cheese, add a little milk into the pan to just kind of cool it down, to decrease the amount of splattering that might happen. And then you can go ahead with probably the most important ingredient in this entire meal, the cream cheese. Now, it'll take a little bit of time to melt, definitely, but the richness that the cream cheese will add will make such a difference to the entire meal rather than just making it with plain skim milk. It just doesn't do it for the dish. You need a nice, thick, creamy sauce to go with it, and cream cheese does the job just right. So now, while the cream cheese is melting, I might raise the temperature a tad. It might take a little bit to melt. We are going to add the other ingredients into here. You need, before, like I told you, the ingredients was your orange marmalade. Now, you need about 2 tablespoons. The next thing we want to add is our red pepper. Now, they only call for about 1/8 of a teaspoon of red pepper, but I just pretty much just eyeball it because my family loves red pepper. If there's a dish you can add it to, it's added, believe me. We're going to add some of that red pepper. Oh, if you just smell it, you can really smell that cream cheese and also the butter. And since we made it in the same pan that we made the chicken in, all those little yummies from once the chicken was done, they're in the pan and they're lending all their flavors to this nice sauce that will really complement the chicken. We want to reduce the heat a little bit, give this time to melt and thicken up, and while that's working its magic, we're going to add the chicken back in so it'll warm it up. Gently place the chicken in the serving dish. And now I'm going to scrape out all of the juices right onto the chicken. And now the finishing touch on this wonderful meal are our lightly toasted slivered almonds. And that's how you make toasted almond chicken a la Mamos. I hope you enjoyed this meal as much as we do.